You want to change, but you just can't seem to. Have you ever felt frustrated with yourself for that? You start a diet and give up by day 3. You promise yourself you'll wake up early, then hit snooze again. You swear you'll be more patient with your family, and then before you know it, you've snapped at them anyway. This isn't how it was supposed to go. And yet, you wake up the next morning to the exact same story. You read the self-help books, you listen to other people's success stories, but somewhere deep inside, a quiet voice whispers, "Maybe I'm just not capable of this." Everyone around you seems to be moving forward. You feel like you're the only one standing still, marking time in the same spot. That anxiety slowly, quietly eats away at your heart. Today I'd like to share something with you, a story I think you need to hear. It's a single, simple exchange that the Buddha had with one of his disciples by the bank of a river over 2,500 years ago. Among the Buddha's disciples was a young monk named Sona. Before he became a monk, Sona had lived a life of comfort and privilege, fine clothes, a soft bed, every luxury within reach. But moved deeply by the Buddhist teachings, he gave it all up and entered the monastic life. He was an incredibly dedicated person. He rose before anyone else, sat in meditation long after the others had rested, and walked in practice until the soles of his feet bled. He told himself he had no right to be lazy, not after abandoning such a comfortable life. He drove himself relentlessly, and yet, no matter how hard he practiced, his mind found no peace. If anything, his anxiety only grew. Why haven't I awakened yet? I'm trying so hard, why isn't it working? Maybe I simply don't have what it takes. One day, Sona reached his breaking point. He thought, I should just leave, go home. At least with my wealth, I could help people. That would be more useful than this. It was at that moment that the Buddha came to him. The Buddha looked quietly at Sona's bloodied feet and said gently, "Sona, let's take a walk." He led Sona to the bank of a nearby river. The evening light shimmered on the water's surface. The river moved with a gentle, steady sound, not rushing, not sluggish, just flowing, the way nature intended. The Buddha gazed at the river and asked, "Sona, before you became a monk, you used to play the lute, didn't you?" "Yes, I was quite skilled at it." "Then tell me, what happens when you pull the strings too tight?" "They snap. And if you leave them too loose, no sound comes out." "Exactly." The Buddha turned his eyes slowly back to the river. "Look at this water. When a river rushes too fast, it crashes against the rocks and turns murky. When it stops moving altogether, the water grows stagnant and spoils. But when it flows at just the right pace, the water stays clear, nourishes everything it touches, and finds its way to the sea." Then the Buddha looked directly into Sona's eyes. "Practice is the same. Push too hard, and you lose the way. Go too slack, and you lose the way. The right balance, you must find that for yourself." Tears began to fall from Sona's eyes. This story holds one of Buddhism's most essential teachings. It is called the middle way. Simply put, the middle way means this: don't go to extremes. Find the path that is just right for you. Not forcing yourself to endure endless suffering, not chasing after nothing but comfort and ease, but finding the space in between, the place that feels right for you right now. The Buddha himself walked this path. After leaving his royal life, he spent 6 years in intense, punishing asceticism, starving himself, stopping his breath, until his body was little more than skin and bone. And still, awakening did not come, so he stopped. He accepted a bowl of rice porridge from a young village girl, allowed his body to recover, and then sat quietly beneath a fig tree in deep meditation. And there, at last, he awakened. The answer was not in extreme suffering, it was not in extreme indulgence, it was in the middle, in that quiet, balanced place. This was the Buddha's own lived experience, and it became the very first teaching he shared with the world. But there is something else worth noticing in this story. When the Buddha taught Sona, he didn't say, "Do it this way." He didn't hand him a list of instructions. Instead, he pointed to a river. He used the image of a lute's strings. He let nature itself be the teacher, and trusted Sona to find the understanding within himself. In Buddhist thought, nature is seen as a living expression of the teachings, a flower that blooms and falls, a river that flows without ceasing, wind that rises and stills. All of it is speaking to us in its own quiet way. Nature doesn't tell you what to do, it simply is, but if you turn toward it with a gentle, open attention, you'll find that it holds a profound wisdom. A river never rushes impatiently. When it meets a rock, it changes direction. In narrow places, it quickens. In open spaces, it spreads wide and calm. And in the end, it always reaches the sea. The river never asks itself, "Why haven't I reached the ocean yet?" It simply trusts the flow of this moment. And perhaps that is exactly what we are here to learn. So how might we bring this teaching into the rhythm of our everyday lives? Let me begin with a gentle question. Are you pushing yourself too hard right now? I need to perform at work. I need to be a better parent. I can't let others down. I need to keep growing. Those feelings come from something real and beautiful, a genuine desire to do better. And that desire is what allows us to change. But just as a lute string snaps when pulled too tight, we break too, in body and in spirit, when we push without mercy. And if we swing the other way, I give up, what's the point? The string goes slack and the music disappears. So what do we do instead? Remember the river. The river doesn't try to reach the sea in a single day. Today it curves around a boulder. Tomorrow it moves gently across a wide plain. The day after it tumbles down a small waterfall. One drop at a time, one moment at a time, it moves forward. Let's bring that into our daily lives. If you want to start taking care of your health, don't demand an hour of exercise every single day from the very beginning. Instead, try this. Tomorrow morning, step outside your front door and take 3 slow, deep breaths. That's enough. If you want to improve a relationship, don't try to become a different person overnight. Instead, say thank you to one person today. Just one, that's enough. Small things at a gentle pace, kept up over time. That is the middle way in practice. And one more thing, try to make space for nature in your day. Not a grand journey into the mountains, just small moments. On your commute, look up at the sky, sit on a park bench and watch the leaves move in the wind. At night, open a window and listen to the sound of insects. Even a few minutes is enough. Nature always exists in the present. It doesn't dwell on the past or worry about the future. It simply lives, fully, quietly, right now. And something happens when we touch that. The string that's been pulled so tight begins ever so gently to ease. Oh, we think, I've been pushing too hard. In that moment of recognition, something inside you begins to shift. Not forcing yourself to change, but changing, naturally, the way a river finds its way to the sea, without ever asking for directions. Finding your own gentle current, that I believe is what it means to learn from nature. You don't have to rush. Before we part today, just one last thing. A river doesn't think of itself as beautiful. It doesn't believe it's great or important. It simply flows. It simply lives this moment as it is. And yet, just by flowing, it nourishes the trees along its banks, gives life to the fish within it, quenches the thirst of those who come to drink, and eventually joins something vast and endless. You are the same. You don't need to do something grand. You don't need to become someone impressive. Simply living today at a pace that feels right, that alone quietly brings something nourishing into the lives of those around you, in ways you may never even see. Loosen the string just a little. Give yourself that small kindness. And tomorrow morning, if you have a moment, look up at the sky, feel the wind on your face. Nature is always there beside you, speaking softly. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. May your days flow gently, like a calm, clear river finding its way home.